Did the new Heartland Season 19 trailer just reveal Amy Fleming walking down the aisle again? Fans are buzzing, theories are flying, and the internet can't stop talking about one quick scene that might change the future of Heartland forever. For years, Amy has been the heart and soul of the ranch, carrying the weight of love, loss, and family on her shoulders. Now, in just a few seconds of footage, we might have seen a moment that could rewrite her story completely. The question: are we really about to see Amy marry again? Or is this just another clever trick to keep fans guessing? Before we jump into the possible wedding hints, we have to understand why this moment hit so hard for Heartland fans. Amy's love story with Ty was one of the most beautiful arcs the show ever gave us. They met as teenagers, grew together through trials, heartbreaks, and victories, and eventually built a life and a family. Their relationship was the emotional anchor of the series for over a decade. Then came Ty's tragic passing in Season 14, a storyline that left fans heartbroken and unsure if the show could ever feel the same again. In the seasons that followed, Amy's journey became one of healing. She devoted herself to her daughter, Lyndy, her horses, and the ranch. Every so often, the writers sprinkled in small moments quick glances, subtle conversations, or shared smiles that hinted she might one day open her heart again. But nothing was ever rushed. The show respected her grief and allowed her character to grow naturally, which is why the sudden possibility of a wedding in Season 19 feels so shocking. We've seen Amy slowly form connections again, especially with Nathan, a character who brought a quiet, understanding presence into her life. Their interactions last season were careful, respectful, and often filled with unspoken emotion. Still, nothing in the story so far has screamed wedding bells. That's why this trailer, with its carefully chosen shots, has sent such a wave of confusion through the fanbase. It's not just that Amy might be getting married, it's that the thought of her walking down the aisle again comes with a mix of excitement, disbelief, deep emotional weight for longtime viewers. The Heartland Season 19 trailer wastes no time stirring up emotions. In the middle of the sweeping shots of the ranch, family moments, and horseback scenes, there's one blink and you'll miss it sequence that has fans replaying the video over and over. It's a quick cut to Amy wearing a flowing white dress, her hair styled in soft waves, standing in what appears to be a decorated outdoor setting. The backdrop: strings of lights and rows of chairs, with people dressed in formal attire seated and watching. It's the kind of setting you'd expect from a wedding, not just a casual ranch event. And just like that, the theories began. What's interesting is how the trailer editors framed this moment. It's not shown with context. There's no dialogue, no obvious groom in the same shot, just Amy turning slightly with a hint of a smile. The very next scene cuts to Nathan standing near an altar-like structure, dressed in a dark suit. But here's the catch: there's no direct connection between the two shots. In editing, this is a classic move to spark curiosity. Show two related-looking clips back to back, and the audience's brain will do the rest. Stitching them together as if they belong in the same scene, adding fuel to the fire, is another shot of Jack and Lou standing close together, both wearing proud, emotional expressions. Lou even wipes at her eye, which could easily be seen as the reaction of a sister watching Amy take a huge step forward in her life. Then again, Lou has cried at plenty of family moments that weren't weddings, so it's far from confirmation. What keeps fans debating is the mix of these romantic hints with shots that could mean something entirely different. For example, some believe the white dress might not be a wedding gown at all. It could be for a charity gala, a community awards ceremony, or even a memorial event where formal attire is expected. The ranch has hosted its share of celebrations, and not all of them involve marriage. Still, the placement of these scenes in the trailer feels deliberate. The warm lighting, the emotional glances, and the almost ceremonial vibe all point to something significant. Whether it's truly Amy's wedding day or just a masterfully edited fake-out, the fact remains: the Heartland team knows exactly how to get fans talking, and judging by the online buzz, they've succeeded. The biggest question Heartland fans are asking after seeing the trailer is simple: if Amy really is getting married, then who is the groom? For many, The most obvious guess is Nathan. Introduced in season 18, Nathan has been a steady, calming presence in Amy's life. He understands the weight of her past, never pushes too far, and seems to share her love for horses and the quiet ranch life. Their moments together last season had an easy, unforced warmth, like the start of something that could grow into a deep bond. If the wedding scenes are real, Nathan fits the role perfectly. But in Heartland, the obvious answer is often just the bait. Then there's the wilder theory. What if the man at the altar is someone from Amy's past? Fans have floated the idea of a surprise return. Maybe from an old friend or even a past romantic interest we never thought would come back. This could be the kind of emotional twist that shocks both the characters and the audience. It's not completely unheard of for the series to reintroduce characters for major story arcs. And a wedding would be the perfect dramatic setup for that. And here's where it gets even more interesting. What if Amy isn't marrying anyone at all? The show has a history of using misdirection in trailers to stir conversation. That white dress could be for something entirely different. Maybe Amy is a maid of honor at someone else's wedding, like Lou's close friend or even a community member. Or maybe the whole thing is part of a dream sequence or flashback, a visual metaphor for her finally being ready to open her heart without it actually happening. Yet another twist theory is that Amy could be officiating someone else's wedding. It's a role that would fit her character's wisdom and compassion, allowing her to be in a wedding setting without making a huge personal leap too soon. This would explain the emotional reactions from Jack and Lou seeing Amy in a new light, guiding someone else's love story while still honoring her own past with Ty. The truth is, the trailer gives us just enough to make any of these theories possible, and that's the genius of it. Whether it's Nathan, a returning character, or just a clever fake-out. The uncertainty keeps fans hooked until the very last second of the premiere. Asterisk. The moment the Heartland Season 19 trailer dropped, the fandom split into two camps, and the discussion hasn't slowed down since. On one side are the fans who are ready to see Amy find happiness again. For them, the idea of her remarrying feels like a natural step forward, a sign of growth and healing after years of grief. They see the potential wedding as a beautiful new chapter, not a replacement for Ty's love, but a chance for Amy to embrace life fully again. Social media posts in this camp are filled with hearts, hopeful emojis, and comments like Ty will always be her first love. But he'd want her to be happy. On the other side are the fans who feel that it's simply too soon or perhaps unnecessary for Amy to remarry. This group worries that tying her to another character romantically in such a major way could overshadow the legacy of her relationship with Ty. They fear that a wedding storyline could alienate viewers who still see Amy as a widow carrying her late husband's memory close to her heart. Their posts often say things like, "I'm not ready to see her with anyone else," or "let Amy's story be about her independence." What makes this even more powerful is how the possible wedding storyline touches nearly every character in the show. If Amy is truly marrying, changes the emotional balance of Heartland Ranch. Lyndy would have to adapt to having a stepfather, which could lead to touching moments or emotional hurdles. Jack, the family's protector, might wrestle with letting someone else into Amy's life so deeply. Lou could be caught between supporting her sister's happiness and making sure she's truly ready for such a big step. Even the ranch's daily life could shift. New family dynamics influence the way everyone works together. And then there's the question of drama. A wedding in Heartland isn't just a happy day, it's a catalyst for challenges. Past relationships, old wounds and hidden doubts have a way of surfacing in moments like this. If the writers are going down this road, it's not just about the ceremony. It's about what happens after the I do. This could mean new conflicts, deeper emotional arcs, now perhaps even a storyline that runs through the entire season. Whether Amy is walking toward a groom, standing for a friend, or simply part of a clever trailer misdirect, one thing is certain: Season 19 is about to push her character into new territory. And for a show that has always balanced heartwarming moments with emotional realism, that's exactly the kind of storytelling that keeps fans watching year after year. The truth is, Heartland has always been a master of the slow burn, never rushing into big moments without building emotional weight. That's why this possible wedding has fans on edge. The season 19 trailer is showing Amy in a white dress. For a real wedding, it's a bold move by the writers. One that signals a major shift, not just for her, but for the entire Heartland family. But if it's not a wedding, then the question becomes, why show it at all? What are the writers trying to tell us about where Amy's story is headed? Every frame of that trailer feels like it was chosen to spark conversation. The lingering close-ups, the half-revealed smiles, the warm golden lighting it, all screams something big is coming. Yet, the more you rewatch, the more it feels like there's a hidden layer. Could this be the season where Amy finally allows herself to fully step into a future without holding back? Or is this a test of her heart, a storyline that will bring her to the altar only for her to realize she's not ready? Some fans have even pointed out tiny details that might hold clues, like the way Nathan's suit isn't the same color in every scene, or how Amy's dress is shown in bright daylight in one shot, but under twinkling evening lights in another. These inconsistencies could mean the trailer is pulling from entirely different events, pieced together to tell a false story. And if that's the case, the wedding might just be one of the most effective marketing teases Heartland has ever done. Regardless of the truth, one thing is certain: Season 19 is going to push Amy into new emotional territory. Saying vows, standing beside a friend, or simply finding the courage to imagine love again. This season promises to challenge her in ways we haven't seen since Ty's passing. And for viewers, that means a season filled with heartfelt moments, unexpected turns, and the kind of emotional storytelling that made us fall in love with Heartland in the first place. Now, it's up to the fans to decide: are we witnessing the start of Amy's next great love story, or are we falling for the ultimate Heartland misdirect? The answers will only come when Season 19 finally arrives. But until then, every frame of that trailer will be analyzed, debated, rewatched by a fandom that knows one thing for sure: whatever happens, it's going to be unforgettable. Asterisk, if Amy truly says "I do" in Season 19, the ripple effect on Heartland's world will be massive. For years, the ranch has been defined by a tight-knit Korjak's wisdom, Lou's leadership, and Amy's steady heart. Ty's absence left a space no one could fill, but it also created a delicate balance that the family learned to live with. A new marriage would shift that balance in ways both subtle and dramatic. First, there's Lyndy. Viewers have watched her grow up without her father, surrounded by love from her mom, family, and the ranch community. Bringing a new father figure into her life would be more than just a plot point. It would be an emotional journey. Would Lyndy adjust? Would she welcome the change? Or would there be moments of resistance as she learns to share her mother's attention? These are the kinds of heartfelt, authentic challenges that Heartland excels at portraying. They could form some of the season's most moving scenes. Then there's Jack, as the family patriarch. He's been fiercely protective of Amy since she was a teenager. His approval wouldn't come lightly, and even if he supported Amy's choice, there could still be tension. Jack might wrestle with letting go of the idea that no one could ever live up to Ty. This inner conflict could play out in ways that are quiet yet deeply emotional, especially in those private moments where Jack's heart is on his sleeve. Even if his words are few, the ranch itself could also feel the shift. If Nathan, or whoever Amy might marry, becomes part of the family, their role at Heartland would have to be defined. Would they work alongside Amy in training horses? Would they take on responsibilities that change how the ranch operates? Even small changes in the daily rhythm could spark new storylines and unexpected conflicts. And finally, there's the wider community. Heartland isn't just about the family, it's about how they fit into the broader world of Hudson. A wedding would be a major social event, one that could bring back old faces, stir up past drama, and introduce new characters who might become central to future story arcs. It could even reignite old rivalries or lead to fresh partnerships, keeping the show's world vibrant and unpredictable. Whether it's a genuine marriage or just a brilliantly staged trailer tease, the emotional stakes are higher than ever. If the wedding is real, Season 19 won't just be about Amy's personal happiness. It will be about how everyone around her learns to adapt, grow, and embrace a future that looks different from the past. And in Heartland, that kind of change always comes with both challenges and hope. Asterisk at the end of the day. Everything we've seen in the Heartland Season 19 trailer comes down to one burning question: are we witnessing Amy's real wedding? Are we falling for the show's cleverest piece of misdirection yet? Heartland has never been a series to throw big moments at fans without a deeper purpose. Every emotional beat, every major twist, has always been carefully built on years of storytelling. That's why this possible wedding feels so significant. It's not just about romance, it's about closure, healing, and the courage to start again, if it's the truth. And Amy really is getting married, it would mark one of the boldest character moves in the show's history. It would signal to fans that Amy is ready to step into a new chapter, not forgetting Ty, but allowing herself to grow beyond her grief. It would be a storyline filled with emotional highs, heartfelt speeches, and moments that would no doubt have fans reaching for the tissues. But if it's a trick, if the white dress, the emotional glances, and the romantic framing are nothing more than a brilliantly edited tease, then it's still a win for the series. Why? Because it's working. Fans are talking, rewatching, and analyzing every single second of footage. Social media is flooded with freeze frames, side-by-side comparisons, and theories that range from the plausible to the wild. The trailer has turned the Season 19 premiere into an event we have to see, just to get answers. And then there's the third possibility, the transformation. Maybe it's not about the wedding at all, but about what it represents. It's a symbolic moment for Amy, whether real or imagined, showing that she's finally ready to embrace a future that once felt impossible. It could be the emotional turning point that shapes the rest of her journey, regardless of whether vows are exchanged. In the end, the mystery is exactly what keeps Heartland so special after nearly 2 decades on the air. It's the balance of hope, love, and uncertainty that makes us tune in season after season. Whether Amy walks down the aisle for real or not, one thing is certain: Season 19 is going to give us moments we'll be talking about for years to come. And until that first episode airs, we'll keep asking ourselves the same thing. Is Amy really getting married? Or is this just the beginning of another unforgettable twist?